Now at 5:45, a two-decade tribute to 23 military men who never made it home.
The life-size portraits that comprise the exhibit are large portraits of the men from Lima Company based out of Columbus that we lost back in 2005 in Iraq.
Corporal PFC Christopher Lyons, 28 July 2005, Sikla, Iraq.
No infantry company since the Civil War had taken the number of casualties that we had in one local unit like this.
These guys are patriots. They gave their life. No one took it from them. They sacrificed for their brothers.
The first thing I would say to them was, I hope that all of us have lived a life that's worthy of your sacrifice.
Truly a sight that takes your breath away.
Really
Tonight, we are remembering the Columbus-based Marine Reserve Unit Lima Company.
And it really is hard to believe that that happened 20 years ago. I remember it so vividly. But their sacrifice and their stories are still as strong as ever today. And 10 TV's Doug Petcash shows us the art created in their honor and its return to the Ohio Statehouse.
This traveling exhibit is a moving memorial to 22 Marines and 1 Navy corpsman. 23 life-size portraits honoring their service and sacrifice.
Comfort for the grieving.
For 2.5 years, artist Anita Miller worked with the families of the Lima Company 23 to capture their character on canvas.
They could say, no, his eyes were darker, or can you add this tattoo?
Portraits of personality, including that of Aaron Reed, the Lance Corporal from Chillicothe.
Many people called him Potter because he looked like Harry Potter, they thought.
I got involved because I knew Justin Hoffman here. He was a friend of mine.
The likeness stopped Sean Flaherty in his tracks.
I was walking down these steps, and I looked and I was like, oh my gosh, you have them.
The smiles, the smirks, the eyes.
We hear a lot of replies about people looking into their eyes, and their eyes are just hypnotizing, and they can kind of feel their personalities by looking at.
Flaherty is the director of operations for the Eyes of Freedom Lima Company Memorial.
And then we just said Eyes of Freedom. That's the perfect name for it. It has stuck.
Remembering and honoring the 23 men killed during their deployment to Iraq in the spring and summer of 2005. The approaching 20th anniversary bringing the exhibit back to the Statehouse Rotunda.
Ultimately, we just want people to remember.
To remember them and those who came back fighting a silent battle with mental health issues.
The idea was to show how immense the problem is.
This bronze statue, now part of the exhibit, titled Silent Battle, is based on an actual Army soldier's experience, sitting on the ground, clutching the dog tags of a fallen friend.
He said, no, you have to go. You can't just go straight to hope. You have to first know that you're not alone.
Now, a kind of wishing well of healing. Army National Guardsman Josh Davis signs a dog tag to honor a Marine he knew and adds it to the art already filled with hundreds of others.
That way he's never forgotten, he has the boys of Lima Company to watch over him.
A circle of paintings wrapping around those who come to experience its power.
I get to see some of the most amazing things happen, from paintings and a bronze sculpture. You look at that on paper and you're like, well, how's that going to change lives? I get to see that every single day.
The exhibit will be here at the Statehouse through March 25th. You can see it during regular business hours on the weekdays and from 11 to 5 on the weekends. At the Statehouse, Doug Petcash, 10 TV News.
Now, the exhibit has now been displayed more than 400 times in 37 states, and it definitely is a powerful memorial. And, like they say, if you knew any of those gentlemen, just it's so uncanny just how realistic
And you feel
portraits
like
are.
you do know them through the way Anita Miller, the artist, captured their face. And if you notice the boots at the base of each painting, those are their boots. And I remember her telling us once when we did so many stories, there's still sand in some of those boots. And when the children come to visit the portraits, they'll put their photos in their father's boots as they have grown over the years. It's just, if you haven't seen it, you must. It's at the Statehouse until March 26th. So please take a moment
See it.
to go
Absolutely.
visit.